interesting things with it. It's kind of like almost a 52 gal with a little bit of extra spice to it in a lot of ways. So interested to see what they're able to pull off here. Loving the comp so far, actually. Great stuff from H-Town Rebels on there. And exciting double wiper play from Banana Split as well, as we unfortunately see one of them just go down pretty quick on that flank attempt. But as we see here, we got H-Town Rebels. They're making quite a bit of a splash here starting the match off with that early pick. They have quite a few clams already built up, a ball even stacked on top of that too, but we see Banana Split already up to their own shenanigans as well and taking out some members of H-Town.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Just Banana Split just found a opening right there. That was it's double wiper gaming right now, and they already have this basket wide open here. They're getting quite a number of clams. They got a lot of special. They got a lot of space, but how are you going to compete with the speed of double wipers here, Oma?
No, it's really hard to, although H-Town Rebels does have some of their own tools as well. We see that Glugadoodly that's able to put out some great pressure, was able to take out one of those wipers, and we see almost kind of a borderline double wipeout situation as both teams lose most of their players, although Banana Split doesn't let that stop them just yet with all of their really fast frontline pressure from the Deco and the two wipers as they're back up fast again, and we're able to get a few more clams in the basket. But already we see mid in the favor of H-Town Rebels. This is a super back and forth match, Neptune.
Yeah, super back and forth here. There's a lot going on as well. I love this aggression here from coming out from L here, putting up that bubble, allowing their teammates to jump in, and we do see a little bit of a wipeout situation here. Yo. Oh my goodness, yo. Toast giving these jumps here, supplying that soda, giving up the clams into the basket. Dude, Toast is doing everything today here, Oma.
No, Toast, really great play there on that left flank play, and also backing it up with a new round of soda for their team. Like, that's what you want to see if you're kind of that pseudo midline backline role that headed stick typically can help push out. But once again here, it's going to come down to plays like that for who's going to come out on top. Both teams have so many weapons that can just shark around, that can flank around. We've already seen it quite a few times before, but now we see this Booyah Bomb coming out from the side of H-Town Rebels, taking out two players, unfortunately going down to that Wiper Carbon Deco, and once again we're back to kind of trading a little bit as Toast is trying to hold the line and anchor things down.
Okay, this makes it very difficult as a spec cam because I'll be so for real. Every time I go to someone, it's like I'm cursing them, Oma. They're going to be traded out one way or another here consistently, and I don't know how they're going to be able to keep this up here, but Noel going in really quickly, but one hammer comes out, there's another hammer online. Can it be able to cover? They cannot. It's already a hammer city right now, and it looks like H-Town is going for another score.
Yeah, it looks like they are. However, we might have a member or two of Banana Split coincidentally behind the members of H-Town Rebels. Maybe they already got squished out earlier, but nevertheless, we do see H-Town take the lead here with quite a few clams in tow, just kind of slowly keeping that basket open, passing clams up. Love those types of plays. Passing clams, I'm a big fan of. This Carbon Deco taking out members of H-Town with their teammates and really just, you know, putting out that pressure they were able to give.
Indeed, there's a lot of pressure coming down from Banana Split right here. We saw the hammer, we saw the Zuka right here. We see Lemon strategically backing up, realizing, hey, not all the fights are going in our favors. Let's regroup here. Let me hold my ground right now. Let me set up top mid here. Every headed player loves this top mid presence right here, Oma.
Yeah, this is a great spot for you to be as a Splatling. You can see so much of the map. You can shoot below you if need be. Like, and look at all this pressure they're able to even put out paint-wise, and which allows members like Noel to go out, make plays with the hammer, get more picks more comfortably, and just extend off the rest of the team well. And that double hammer play, really great stuff. Also playing off of the Splatling there as well to get some additional chip. Like, that I've never even thought about before, but like kind of a hammer train going on. I'm a fan.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love seeing how do I say it? Ditto weapons right here, and you can definitely see. Look at Noel consistently staying underneath the basket right here, slashing out anyone who tries to get underneath. This allows enough time for Banana Split members to potentially score enough clams. Noel winning the fight. They can barely extend this here. They need one more clam to finish it out here, but I'm not sure if they can get it, Oma.
No, and what's so unfortunate, Neptune, if you barely notice, is that there was a clam actually right next to them on the plat towards that pillow. So they might have actually been able to barely grab it if they nose down the corner of the screen, but all good on their end. They have another ball in, so they're trying to hold the line. They don't need to get the KO anymore, but all they need is that score, and there it is. And that's the game in Banana Split's favor.
Oh my goodness here. So strap in, Oma, because this is going to be quite the set here. If game one indicated anything, we had H-Town consistently finding these openings, breaking out these amazing clam plays, and just scoring so frequently. Meanwhile, we have the more hectic and crazy side of Banana Split, always finding a good opportunity. Yes, they threw their heads against the wall a number of times, but they just needed to break through once and be able to score this. Oh, wait, I think I might be able to see the clam that's right there. Oh,
Right there.
no! No!
I honestly don't blame them for missing it. I think it somehow. I think that player, the Dooley, might have picked it up coincidentally in that time. So it's just such a small time frame. So I don't necessarily blame them for missing that. But insane play here from Noel, nevertheless. Able to get a couple picks here. Able to just keep the basket open a little bit longer, stall it out. Like at the end of the day, you're going for the longer play here of trying to guarantee your team the ability to try to KO or at least get that additional ball in, right? Without maybe allowing Houston to get more stuff in your basket. So good stuff all around. Really love those plays and really love the energy we're seeing from both sides here, Neptune.
Yeah. So I love having double of one weapon right here because it's so simple, Oma. Every time like someone asks me, "What can I combo with my wiper? What can I combo with my snapper?" and I'm like, "Let me combo with the same sword again because you know what combos with the 60 damage of wiper? The 60 damage from another wiper."
No, literally. Like, a lot of people try to play off of a backline weapon in some instances. Coincidentally, we're seeing the pen come out now, and that's all fine and well. It does work. However, having that additional frontline pressure, if you're kind of really well synced together, it can be to your benefit. So we're kind of seeing a similar thing for Banana Split here, a little bit more stability perhaps through that T-Tech for strike spam, but we see H-Town Rebels going for a slightly more paint-heavy, a little bit slower of an approach to maybe take out a couple more of those wipers when they're not ready for it.
Yeah, I'm noticing just a lot of good pressure and fights that can happen with Banana Split. Given the fact that they have a T-Tech, they have a pencil right here, but you can also say the same for H-Town right now. Having that Dreadringer being able to give you that paint and secures, how do I say, AoE with the Dreadringer's properties is definitely something to behold. As you can see now, they're holding this zone pretty effectively.
No, they definitely are. The decaf making good work in stopping that one hammer play. That was massive for them, but we do see Noel, the Wiper, once again using those great combos with their sub-weapon, getting great weapon damage, great chip, and just able to move forward. We now see Toast once again coming through with that great midline pressure from the Headit, able to keep the zone painted in their team's favor, doing a really good job all around, but it's going to be, once again, a pretty back-and-forth match. We do see H-Town with the overall lead, but there's not too many points in the grand scheme of things Banana Split needs to break through in order to get their own.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is a beautiful, just, how do I say, game here, just for both teams here. We're finding a back and forth here, a situation where both teams are able to find advantages over each other, but not quite find that extra momentum to push quite into their spawn. Ooh, amazing hammer dodge there from Lemon. Gotta be a big fan of that.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And you know what? Noel with their own hammer play making great work of kind of wrapping up that pressure and, you know, putting that flame out from H-Town Rebels to enable them to attempt to get themselves in a lockout scenario and just get more points on the board, especially when you're down and you don't lead just yet. Really great pressure here under the tent. Love to see it. But we do see Boo Boo here with that great Dread Slosher trying to move forward. They have a Shark up. They can do that Reef Slider on the zone if they have time. We might see it come out. There it is. They do take out the T-Tech, but Noel on that Wiper says, no, you can't take that lead from us just yet. And once again, we see Banana Split with the majority control of the map.
Yeah, this is for sure quite an interesting dynamic right here, because you definitely have a lot of control if your banana split right here, but you have to find ways to keep this dread in check. Because every time this dread is able to pop that shark on that root side, they're propelling the game and giving more opportunities for the lead to swap and allow their teammates an entryway. And you can see this from
Ooh,
Colton, I think, getting a quad on one hammer. It is hammer time, Amazon. Don't stop it.
it's hammer time. I love it, Neptune. We've been having a battle of the blades here, really, with the wipers and the decaps all around. Unfortunately, 2 going down from H-Town. That's not what you want to see. Noel getting a fantastic flank to wrap it all up with a nice, neat bow. And once again, Banana Split's going to be in front here with the pressure. They only have a few seconds worth of penalty in order to break through, in order to get their own lead. Noel with a great hammer here, trying to put out a bit more pressure, not able to find a pick, but nevertheless, kind of just delaying H-Town Rebels' momentum a little bit more. Ooh, and I think we're going to see the lead maybe shift over. It's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. Shutting down 3. No, getting a wipeout on top of that on H-Town Rebels is absolutely brutal. That might be the dagger here for this game, because you took out all the painters. They're staggered. They need to go now here, Oma.
No, they do, and with only 1 hammer that unfortunately just got stopped there, they're not going to find that opportunity just yet, and we're going to see game 2 go to Banana Split after yet another ridiculously close set with pop-offs on both sides.
Oh my
Wow.
god. Yeah, pop-ups from both sides indeed. It is a battle of the blades, as you describe it right here. And basically, whoever gets the momentum, Oma, it just depends on whoever is playing their sword better.
No, literally, and both of them had their great moments too. We saw Coulson earlier with some great moments, but Noel just consistently always pulling out the hammer when needed, going for the right ledge picks. Also, like, kind of biding their time a little bit too. They don't necessarily go for the dive immediately. They're willing to just be like, okay, this is a moment where we need to sit back a little bit. I just need to paint out a little bit. If someone moves up, I can go for a move play off a teammate. Even if we trade out, as long as we keep up majority pressure, maybe have a special on hand, we can stop it. And really, just that analysis quickly from them has been huge for Banana Split all around.
Yeah, and something I'm noticing Banana Split is like generally the way they get in, it's not necessarily a special. It's not necessarily how do I say it, a coordinated attempt. It's more one person gets through the line of defense that H-Town sets up, and then things just start falling apart because the pressure that Wiper is able to exude, just being able to be this rat weapon that gets into your base, gets in your face, and just is able to stamp you out with so many hammers. It is very difficult to deal with, more or less 2 of them going at you.
No, and that double hammer, like what I described in our first match, like that hammer train that they've had going on here and there, that's so hard to stop. Like you might be able to coordinate with your team to end 1 hammer, but stopping 2, like it's going to be really hard to just really focus together as a unit on taking down 2 ultra stamps. So, props to Banana Split for their creativity there too. H-Town Rebels has had quite a few good plays on their own part as well. I'm interested to see if they're going to attempt to make any major comp changes to combat what we've seen, but Banana Split actually might be a step ahead of me. We still have a second hammer, but they've opted for a Luna pick here.
Ooh, okay, you know what? Luna Blaster on Tower Control Mako Mart, I see the vision here. Big blaster damage around the tower, as well as being able to use these flanks to their maximum capabilities on a map that's free and open as Mako Mart. That is definitely going to be very difficult contestants, but you got to watch out for complete on these Bluga dualies, shutting down and enabling their teammates to move forward and get this first checkpoint. Hardly 30 seconds in here, Oma.
Yeah, not, as you just said, not even 30 seconds into the game. We already see us pass first check with H-Town Rebels making great work. Boo Boo, the Slosher, on the right stack, trying to stop Noel's push. Unfortunately, going down to Noel, who is just slippery enough to know, hey, I took out one of your members. I'm not necessarily going to go for a full wipe here, but I'm going to cause enough chaos to throw you off and maybe end your push for now.
Yeah, for sure. Noel has definitely been one of the MVPs on the side of Banana Split, always finding a way forward. Wicket and Ave and Lemon have also been equally contributing as well. It's just Noel is the can opener, I guess, the one that starts the whole cooking train, I guess.
No, I think that's a fair take as well. But as we see here, Noel taking out that key member of the Glugadoolies, ending the opportunity to get some Booyah Bombs out on the side of H-Town Rebels. Unfortunately, going down to a crazy hammer throw from Coulson. I mean, gotta give props to Coulson once again. Kind of, it's been H-Town Rebels own Noel in a lot of ways, bringing out a lot of crazy picks and force. And once again here, some interesting flank plays as well. We're seeing only the pencil remaining, though, on the side of Banana Split, so it's going to be interesting to see if H-Town Rebels can get another big push on their hands.
Yeah, for sure. And shutting down Noel early is huge in this push. You know, you're not going to have a wiper worry about you, but you have to also worry at what's in front of you. Phantasma doing a fantastic job on this Luna Blaster, coming in at the right time when H-Town is so focused on dealing with this wiper. They forget about this Luna Blaster that can live large and get amazing picks. Oh my goodness, it is Scrap City.
It really is, and I think it's just further emphasized by how many hammers we see throw out, just how these hammers are even played themselves. They're not that cocky of hammers. You're not just charging at someone trying to get a pick. They're like weaving around the different areas of the map. They're trying to just take space and throw the other players off, and both sides have been doing it in a really effective way where it's just been a clash of the titans in like a sense, really.
Yeah, for sure. And I love how Toast is taking the off angle here. That's one of the benefits of having Heavy Edit as one of your backlines, is it can play a little bit more forward up. It can take angles here, but it seems like they're trading wiper for wiper here, and now it's a little bit of a stalemate right now.
Yeah, without those wipers, it definitely does make the map move a bit slow, but key players like Boo Boo and Toast able to put out their own specials, able to take up a lot of paint themselves and play against these Slayers in their own unique ways, has been very helpful for them as well. Boo Boo just stalling out on this stack the best they can with Toast in charge as well, trying to hold the line, anchor the team forward. And now we see Phantasma on the other end with this Luna Blaster trying to put out some pressure, unfortunately going down to the Booyah Bomb. And Coulson and Complete trying to work together as well here, making sure that Banana Split, to the best of their ability, can't move past that first check.
Yeah, for sure. Banana Split has been struggling to get past this first checkpoint. Honestly, like, when most people talk about Mako Mart and getting past the first checkpoint, it's generally a pretty simple ordeal, but H-Town is making it as difficult as possible. They're making them work for this last checkpoint right here. Barely 1 minute left in this game right here, and they just get through it now. Complete cleans up that fight. Once again, H-Town's defense is immaculate.
Yeah, really great defense from H-Town, I do agree. I think just the different options that this map offers has really benefited them as well in their comp. We've seen Toast do a great job at just holding large areas of space. The large open court has been a big help for them here as well. And Coulson able to move around the stacks as well too. It's been very beautiful to see.
Yeah, for sure. You see, it's a fluidity. It's a dance, if you want to call it that. Just how these players are maneuvering around this map in a way that allows them to be able to push and hold the space here as well. We also see the jump out here from Complete, recognizing that time right here. Both members jumping out right here. Okay, Booyah Bomb needs to come out soon, otherwise this lead might swap here, Oma.
Yeah, no, that Booyah Bomb's going to be really key in how it's timed and played. Fortunately, they're able to stall it just enough, but Boo Boo is going to have to make the most of this flank they got going. They do take out 2 key members, and they're able to stop that push from taking lead, like, really well. Big shout-outs to Boo Boo for that. And we see H-Town Rebels take their first point in this set. Once again, emphasizing how back and forth it's really all been, Neptune.
Yeah, for sure. Back and forth, how do I say? It's like a pendulum going back and forth between both these teams, where you think one team completely has the advantage, and then you see in these last 10 seconds in the game here that Banana Split was so close to swapping that lead right there. It's just they got interrupted by just the right timing from that Booyah Bomb. A beautiful jump out there from Complete, recognizing the game state and just allowing Boo Boo to be able to go in there and just get it. Oh man, I love this match so much.
Oh no, it's definitely fun for sure. And even though that Booyah Bomb didn't necessarily stop the push as a whole from Banana Split's side at first, even just offering the opportunity and distraction for a player like Boo Boo to move through was massive for the side of H-Town Rebels. Really love to see plays like that, and I think we'll continue to see plays like that moving forward into the rest of the set. Both teams really like to play off their distractions and sharks, and I think it's going to just really show itself moving forward as we head into, I believe, Undertow Spillway for our next match.
Yeah, we have Undertow Spillway Rainmaker Edition. So something that's a little bit more typical that I'm more familiar to seeing here as well. Now, there's two ways you can go. You can go the left side, which is the more consistent, but like you have to fight rather an uphill battle, or you can go the right side, which is more of a recognizing the game state, and we can pull a lot of points there if your enemy does not pay attention as well. So I really am curious to see how both these teams are going to have not only that dynamic they're having in these last three games where they keep going back and forth, but how they utilize the map mode and be able to enable the person carrying that fish to carry it all the way to the end.
Exactly, definitely agree there. Heading into this next match, I'm interested to see the comps we have. We want to see the double wiper back again. Love those picks. And we see the decav also back again from the side of H-Town Rebels. So once again, it's a battle of the blades, two swords on each side. That's going to be really big for getting quick pops and just putting out quick pressure and moving fast. As we see, coincidentally, one player go down from each side of both of these teams here, Neptune.
Yeah, for sure. Every single opportunity, I see like they just able to mirror each other. Not only like an comp wise, there's two swords on each side. One just opts for the sponge on the stick a bit more than the other, and just we're seeing so many ways that they're able to play off each other. You definitely see this wipeout here coming out from Banana Split. They want this Rainmaker win, and they want it fast right here. Going to this first checkpoint, hardly a minute in, and H-Town needs to play defense.
Oh, absolutely agreed. And Banana Split, after that last match, definitely seems to be a bit of a different beast here, really. They get a bunch of quick wipeouts. I don't think I even fully was able to grasp what happened in that match towards the very end, but really great energy and pressure from Banana Split. Able to just move forward aggressively, look at certain ledges when needed, like just take those borderline off-angle flank positions that really, when married together, turn into just a giant crashing tsunami and wave.
Oh my goodness. Married to each other, wearing wedding rings. Oh man, dude. Every time I see beautiful team coordination, I'm just in shock and awe here. And definitely amazing play from Banana Split right here. I might want to see this replay one more time because
I
I mean
agree.
let's break down what happened here, Alma. Can you start us off?
Yeah, so once again, from the looks of it, those strikes were able to do a great job of pushing back the members of H-Town Rebels. Wicket doing a great job with their wiper, able to get two picks with their hammer. Also taking down that final straggler member of H-Town as they're trying to move forward. That that Dooley's almost got a pick on the rain at the last second. They're maybe able to stall the match a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. It wasn't quick enough. Maybe there was a little bit of shot RNG going on there where it was just barely missing or grazing that member of Banana Split, but overall really great energy. It's stuff like we kind of even saw during that last set where H-Town was able to come in and stop that push towards the very end, where all it takes is kind of sneaking a member through just a giant wall of distractions, really, and boom, suddenly half your team is gone, Neptune.
Yeah, for sure. Half your team is gone, and these teams are readying up so fast. It feels like they know what they want to bring and bring it fast here, as we're already moving on to game number 5 here. And for any of you guys who just recently tuned in on stream, it is a best of 9 here as well. So 2 more wins for Banana Split, and they will be able to take home this set. The question is, can they take this game on Umami Ruins?
I'm not completely sure myself, but you know what? I'm definitely down to see what will happen. And as we see the game starting off, once again, members from each side going down really quickly in the first 15 seconds, although seems like H-Town Rebels is able to get quite a bit of good pressure on their side and is already basically under basket with some balls and change.
Oh my goodness. Just, I love how quickly H-Town was able to properly reinstate the advantage they had there. It was just the clams weren't in their favor. They had to deal with not only just the players that were moving forward, but also needed to make sure they got enough clams right there, which is why like it was very difficult to just hold that basket open right there because you're not have the staying power right there. But now trade for trade, blow for blow. This is a similar song and dance I'm used to.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean, and we see L here getting some great pressure out. Unfortunately, going down to Carbon right as I was starting to commentate over them, but really great play for them regardless. And we see Banana Split after getting pushed up against by H-Town Rebels in that earlier push, being like, no, we're going to come out with some of our own energy. Wiper from Noel, unfortunately going down, but able to just stall the members of H-Town Rebels just enough. The Carbon doing a great job of cleaning up and taking out some members of H-Town themselves. We're once again in an extremely back and forth situation where there's just picks on each side. There's really never even 4 members of either team consistently up.
Yeah, for sure. It just picks left and right here. But, oh, this is a huge opportunity for H-Town Rebels here. Getting that wipeout here. Passing these clans. They have the position and the clans here. Let's see how much they're going to be able to do with this, Oma.
Yeah, we see a really great initial starting push here from H-Town. They're able to break it past 50 remaining. Really good stuff all around. Ella trying to do their best to hold some pressure under the basket, still maybe delay grabbing the pity, but fortunately also goes down. But nevertheless, H-Town is already getting back up in mid, and Banana Split is going to have to come through some of their own specials or flanks or picks, really, to get some movement up again.
Yeah, it seems like, how do I say it? H-Town is getting a bit of revenge, as I like to call it, for last game, because last game, it was very difficult for them to just hold sustained pressure and keep up the momentum, but now it seems like H-Town is the one dictating the pace of the game right here, and finding answers and preventing any of these clips. Beautiful pick here from Complete right here, going for a second right there, playing off L beautifully. Oh, this, you can't keep going, though. It's not enough.
Yeah, really much like what we were seeing from these players earlier, you got to be careful when you go too far up. You don't want to overheat too hard. When you get that one pick or two, you don't want to necessarily feed in with that. But overall, still, we see 3 members of Banana Split go down and 2 members of H-Town go down. Not necessarily anything too sustainable to get a push-up, but it might be enough to just keep Banana Split delayed a little bit for H-Town Rebels to get another push-in.
Yeah, for sure. And you can definitely see just how good Boo is at just holding this top mid position right here. This position is so strong.
Ooh.
It's very difficult here. Surviving these battles here, and playing off their teammates, cleaning up fights. Like this is the power that you love to see from teams. The second one of your teammates go down, you strike right back, shutting down anyone else there who dare touch your teammate here. I guess they're married to that concept as well, Oma.
No, they really are, and knowing where they're the strongest and what areas they should focus on keeping control of the most is also important, so really love to see that knowledge in play from Boo Boo. And once again here, it looks like we might see a bit more of a gradual, slow push here from H-Town to try to get some more points on the board. All 3 members trying to take and hold control of this top here, doing a really good job of just gradually getting picks working together as well, taking some off angles and just slowing everything. And once again, a wipeout from Banana Split. All they need is one more clam. Are they going to find it? I don't know.
Oh, Boo Boo, here they come. They get the match, they score, and they end it already here, Oma. Oh my goodness. Just, you quickly see H-Town coming back with a fire, a passionate soul, determined to stay in this set here and prove that they have what it takes to take home this set.
No, absolutely. I completely agree there. And H-Town, even though they're a point or two down here on the leaderboard of this particular set, it's not going to take that much to go back up and maybe even get the lead if they want. If any of you were able to tune in last night, there was like pretty much a reverse sweep situation that happened with VCU, Big Fat Sea Cows. So you know what? The impossible is never really impossible. So I'm interested to see what they can pull out here. once again, like both teams have been really able to clash against each other, like in a really chaotically elegant way, with like certain picks like the double sword, right? Both teams kind of having their own like slosher utility type midlines to play around, and also just a consistent backline soda picks that really work well with the constant frontline pressure they're able to put out. I'm interested to see how this can maybe translate in our next match, which looks to be Zone's Mahi Neptune.
Zones Mahi. Ooh, okay. I have quite the bit of opinions about this map right here. First half of the map, it feels so how do I say it? Restrictive, very limited with what you can do because I'm used to being on the front lines, being able to move around, play around cover, and you just don't have that. But when the map drops, the map opens up and you can breathe, you have movement, you have paint, and that's when the match gets interesting here. But I have a feeling it's going to be interesting right from the get-go, given how both these teams have been playing out of their minds.
They really have, and I think that's reflected through their gameplay as well. Coming into this next set here, we see H-Town opting for a bit more of a relatively slow comp compared to what we've seen them put out against Banana Split before, and who it's really interesting to see how this works out. It actually might be in their favor. We see 3 players of Banana Split go down as they're able to just put out a ton of paint really fast through weapons like the Decaf, through weapons like that Dread Ringer, and already they have control of their top snipe here with Soda in tow. So if you go down, it's not necessarily the end of the world. You'll be right back with your special even. And we even see a few different specials on the board here for H-Town, so I'm really interested to see how long they'll maybe be able to keep up this momentum.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man, but Noel cleverly playing behind cover right there, coming behind at the last minute, but being called out by L Incomplete, working together beautifully in tandem right here. We've seen this song and dance before, but now H-Town is the one leading the charge right now. You see L going in, pushing in even further. You saw someone got tagged for 80, but Boo Boo can't quite get it. This pressure is so hard. Can they find any way in here, Oma?
I don't know if they can. We do see a really great hammer come out from Wicket. Unfortunately, the effects from it, the pressure was able to put out, canceled out by that Booyah that just went over the zone. And Noel trying to stall out to the best they can with Lemon, their pencil. Unfortunately, not able to get the lead. And we're seeing this set tied up after Banana Split was coming out with a pretty like notable lead to start out with in the earlier games.
Oh my goodness. I just, it's a blink and you miss it moment. Banana Split just could not find an entryway back into Mahi. It's a very tricky and unique way to get back into the middle of the map, and just Banana Split, they've tried, they had the specials, they had the opportunity. The problem was it kept getting caught out right there. Exactly like L coming out there and shutting down that hammer. Had that hammer continued a little bit more, I guarantee you the match could have, how do I say it, lasted a little bit longer right there. But look at just how disciplined the members of H-Town are for not only calling out the fights, but also maintaining the zone when they recognize we just need a few more ticks to take this one home.
Agreed, Neptune. And even stuff like that Booyah Bomb, which was a little bit more on the passive side, was really effective in just stalling that match too. When the other team is starting to come back up, they have a member really just pushing hard up with their own special. You need to be able to just hold down that zone best you can. And it also kind of acted as a nice kind of dam almost briefly too, where it was able to kind of intimidate members like that pencil player and maybe a couple other members from moving up too quick to join their friend up at the front. But overall, really great effort from H-Town. We never even really saw Banana Split take the zone either, if I'm correct.
You are correct indeed. And something I gotta just talk a little bit about here is mental, because oh my goodness, I feel the mental from a mile away here, right? Because as someone who was here last night and witnessed a reverse sweep, right? This is the
Yeah.
exactly what you don't want to be on. You do not want to be the receiving end of being how do I say it, reverse swept, especially when that momentum like that, a zones game that ends like that, it's gotta be hard to recover from. But UCD Banana Split always finds a way to come back and look for a way forward here. It seems like H-Town has solved the puzzle. They figured out what they needed to do to win against Banana Split, but can they do it? Or will Banana Split change the question and Houston needs to find another answer?
I think we're kind of seeing of just the ramifications of that comment you made about the mental too, because you can put out a lot of energy early on when the set is fresh and new, but are you going to be able to maintain that? Like, I think we've seen a really great effort from Banana Split throughout, but you're going to have to just stay on your toes and learn to adapt best you can. And I think that's where H-Town's kind of slow but steady approach is kind of really shining. Unfortunately, we see one member of Banana Split not present, maybe a little bit of a DC issue, maybe a little bit of a potential swap out hiccup, but nevertheless, looking forward to what we will be seeing when we play this match
Yeah.
properly next time.
Okay, you know what? I think the mental energy was so excited the guy fell out of the game right there. The Nintendo servers could not handle it right here. You know what? I understand Nintendo servers are held together by stitches, bandages, and duct tape. A lot of duct tape, I assume, in the
A
in the
lot of
world.
duct tape, yeah. Like something I love to joke about, both in my real life and just other things related to comp is try not to put too many band-aids over the band-aids. Unfortunately, sometimes Nintendo may be a little questionable. I don't know. Nevertheless, though, interested to see what we'll see in this next set here. I think we did see that Kensa Luna coming out again from the side of what was it? The Banana Split team. So I'm interested to see if they're going to opt to keep that pick. And excuse me, it wasn't the Kensa Luna. I am Splatoon 2 brain rotted for some reason.
You know what? Hey, Kenza Luna, My Luna, Neo Luna, He, She, We, Luna. I'm what I'm gonna say. It's a Luna blaster with Ninja Squid. It's on tower control. It's gonna put in work here.
Oh, yeah, nevertheless, it's going to put out work, and we do see this crazy flank here from Noel to start off the match, just trying to take away attention from their main painters, L, the Decav, and also Toast, and doing a great job of just allowing the rest of their members to pop their own specials. This Kraken, not able to necessarily find a pick, but able to get the members of H-Town to jump out, which just has enabled this explosive push from the side of Banana Split as they're looking to try to take this first track.
Yeah, for sure. You see Coulson over here fighting already the Splatling here as well. Having a Splatling on the side of Banana Split is not something you see, especially the heavy deco here, because that's going to bring a Kraken and be able to force situations in the choke points that can't happen with any other special.
Yep, exactly. And once again, this Kraken coming out yet again, able to find that pick on Coulson, able to find another pick on L, and that's both of your main kind of Slayer sword frontline players out. That's not necessarily what you want to see if you're H-Town, but nevertheless, Boo Boo able to help toe the line, able to get some good jumps in for their teammates, and able to just make sure that Banana Split can't do too much damage.
Yeah, for sure. Banana Split, though, is finding these openings. It's the constant flanking from this Wiper right here. It is a pain in the neck and a little piece of... You know what? I can't say that on stream. It's PG rated.
It's PG rated. Oh my gosh. And nevertheless, though, Boo Boo getting some great pressure out with their slosher, consistently able to kind of be this nice, like I don't know, just sturdy player that's like, no, I'm going to deny you your tower push. I'm going to make sure that you're going to get slowed down a little bit. It might not fully end it, but it's going to just make it a bit more of a pain in the neck for you to be a pain in the neck.
Yeah, for sure. And I can definitely see how Banana Split is always finding these openings in. You see the members of H-Town constantly trying to fight their way back in, but it keeps getting shut down here. The panic is setting in here. L realizing, oh, hey, this Kraken's going to give jumps right here. Let me try and fight around it. You see the jumps come in here as well. And this push is still going here, Oma.
Yeah, it's still going. It seems like we might just see kind of the end of it, though, as Boo Boo's able to get that tower over the little cubby there. And Toast and L trying to do their best here, popping some specials, getting some momentum up from their side of the team, and looking to maybe get their own push started too here as they're looking to take control of the shoulder here on Humpback Neptune.
Yeah, for sure. Getting control of that shoulder area is very crucial and important for starting your pushes. However, it gets extremely difficult to push in there if you don't have picks, which is exactly what H-Town is trying to address right here, but they're being traded out by the Luna Blaster, who is being a little rat and coming around the corners using their giant AoE hitboxes, similar to how the Wiper is playing, so you have multiple things going out that you have to work against here if you're H-Town, Oma.
Yeah, indeed, for sure. And looks like H-Town is once again in a spot where they're going to have to try to just sniff out these different rats, these different just really aggro plays that Banana Split is making. We have Noelle just walking through with Lemon like it's nothing, really. Putting out a hammer even to taking out members of H-Town as they get wiped. That's not what you want to see when the other team has already moved the tower to a close knockout situation.
Oh man, it's a close knockout situation, but they're still in this. I like this position though that Lemon's taking right here, holding down their ground, finding ways to just consistently play on the pressure and make it as difficult as possible for H-Town members to re-enter. Because every time H-Town manages to get 2 or get 3, who is living at the other end of the tunnel but that heavy Splatling giving even more jumps to QR'd weapons?
Exactly, and those jumps are going to be really what helps keep H-Town up when it comes to this match. Just being able to constantly come back up, constantly have some soda on you, that's going to be kind of the difference maker here when you're constantly getting flanked against. And so far it's been working out pretty well here on the counter push for H-Town. Toast has done a great job of holding down this tower, able to break through a couple checkpoints, able to get a few jumps back up. Unfortunately, the Kraken's going to try to cancel some of those, though.
Yeah, for sure. The Kraken found its value right here, but oh, and a Splatling duel, and Toast coming out on top here is going to allow this push to keep on going here. L is coming up real quick. Soda is going to be online right here. We see it 3, 2, 1, Soda, and that gets broken immediately because of the tower right here. But it seems like a scramble for the tower right here, and all the members of H-Town are knocked off of it, and the game ends here, unfortunately.
What even happened with that cooler? Why did it break?
Okay, I think it's just a little thing I like to call geometry. I think this I was taught this in the 5th grade. Okay, let's try and break it down here because I have the replay. All right, so let me see if I can make Mr. Collins proud from the 5th grade real here. So we see the Soda come down here. It comes in front and it clashes with the front right there, breaking that piece of cover that Toast was using or planning on using to continue this push right here as well. And you see how detrimental getting that Soda out and losing that cooler was, because the Luna Blaster was able to sneak up behind, and then from the front pressure, Toast was widely exposed because you see them positioning around the cooler to shoot around it too.
No, yeah, like that would have worked out beautifully for them. Obviously, there was unfortunately that Luna flank for them as well that would have made a little bit of a problem for them too if it did stay up. But wow, that's actually foul. I'm so sorry. Like that's like getting that's I don't even know what to say. Geometry, huh?
I'm gonna finish the word of geometry with the word dash because my brain is rotting. Okay, listen, I have some people. I know people that are over
Oh,
the age of 15. Okay, playing
oh,
geometry dash still, and it surprises me
okay.
how much it teaches
Hold up.
me. Okay, yo, I'm
You
holding
know
up.
what? Geometry Dash kind of goes hard these days. Not to like take the conversation too far away from our set happening right now, but some people like figured out how to like break that game's code, or I don't know what they did, but there's like full blown like animated shorts in there and crap now. I don't understand it even myself.
I don't understand a lot of things, and I think the set is one of them because every time I think H Town finds a way forward and knows what to do, right? Uh, Against Banana Split, they change it up again. They switched to the heavy Splatling. They pulled out an N-Zap instead. They used a Luna Blaster and a Wiper together to consistently keep up the pressure here. And on this next map mode, it's going to be Rainmaker Museum. So I'm expecting a hammer train to return like we saw for Undertow. The question now is Banana Split going to run double hammer, and how is H-Town going to respond if that does happen?
No, that's a very valid point. And moving into the set, we do see a double hammer from Banana Split. And once again, a bit more of that passive but still strong paint strategy from H-Town as we see the Gluga going for a quick flank, actually. Able to take out a Wiper and another member of H-Town Rebels also able to take out another Wiper too, delaying Banana Split's pressure that they're able to put out at the beginning of the match. And H-Town is in a good spot here for an early push.
Yeah, H-Town is in a good spot right here, but it seems like Noel snuck up behind them and was able to snuff out the Rainmaker. Oh, hey, you have that space to move up the Rainmaker? Well, you kind of forgot the fish as well and left them out in the dust here. It's a very impressive song and dance that's happening real quick right here, especially with these hammers here. Coulson using their hammer here as well. But Noel slipping through, complete catching them out right here. Back and forth, trade for trades, pick for pick. I am running out of metaphors here, Oma.
Yeah, no, that was like a beautiful, like, I don't even know, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater type trick they pulled off too. Big props to them. Unfortunately, they weren't able to actually get the check despite the Rainmaker sitting on top of it. But nevertheless here, Banana Split able to still hold some good pressure. A member or two going down, but they still have most of mid in their favor.
Yeah, for sure. Not getting that first checkpoint is actually pretty big right here, because that's usually what enables the push to be able to go further on here. But you definitely see Complete putting in this work right here and just consistently challenging these strafing weapons, going left and right consistently and tracking them beautifully. But every time they get these picks, it's the Rainmaker that's always under fire.
It really is, especially when you have that beacon practically tied to you on the map. Everyone's going to immediately want to gravitate towards you and make sure that you can't get the job done that you want to get done. But we see here the members of Banana Split able to do a great job of just flooding parts of H-Town's plat. Unfortunately, the Wiper going down, but the Kraken's going to do a good job of helping to put out some of its own pressure and cause some distractions. Overall, though, Banana Split has been struggling to try to full-blown break into H-Town's plat.
Yeah, for sure. They've been struggling, but hey, you know, a wipeout is one way to guarantee, and that's exactly what Banana Split needed to continue this push here. An instant pop really quickly, but let's see if they're going to be able to continue this one. Oh, a hammer's being tossed. Everything in the kitchen sink here is coming down from H-Town as they are on their last legs here. It is match point right here. Coulson trying their best to be able to continue this pop right here, and you're running out of paint. This is so unfortunate. You can definitely see the nerves coming out from both teams, trying to get any sense of direction going forward.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a push that's not quite past that pillow we're looking at on the screen right now where the Rainmaker's positioned next to, it's not necessarily the safest lead. And especially when it comes down to a team that's consistently going to be flanking and pushing onto your plat whenever they get even a sliver of a chance, you need to make sure that you flush them out the best you can, even if it results in a trade. And fortunately for H-Town, it does work out in their favor. It looks like we might see their own cap here as they do get that first checkpoint.
They do get this first checkpoint, and it's now H-Town's time to play the game. Never mind. Okay, commentators first. I genuinely thought something was going to happen there because, you know, they had the makings of a great push today. They had the hammer, they had the fast pop, they had the players, but Banana Split just found that precise angle to shut down their members right now. And you can see it is Scrap City 2v2 with the members here. Complete going down here as well. It's just Toast alive trying to stop this train. That is Banana Split, and they're pushing.
Oh! Yeah, still, they weren't able to push past quite that pillow. I think they did get a couple more points on the board, but it's not necessarily still the safest lead just yet. All it's going to take is H-Town getting a well-timed wipeout on their end in order to get the lead back and extend this set a bit further. But nevertheless here, members from both sides going down. We're seeing lead players like those Wiper Slayers, like the Gluga, who needs to put out Booyahs going down. And Toast here on the Rainmaker doing the best they can to try to provide paint.
Oh my my goodness, yeah. And now here we go. We have the same song and dance story here again. So the rest of H-Town is able to move up. They're able to live through everything. The only person not surviving is this Rainmaker right here. And I think Complete is catching on to this as well. They're playing around this Rainmaker, looking for this Wiper here, at least trying to find one. And if they find one, they know that the other one's right behind them. But this Rainmaker is going to run forward. Toast running for their life.
No way! No, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Neptune. All you need to do is inch past that pillow a little bit, and that's just what H-Town did. Even though it wasn't the most sound push, all you need is that lead, and now at this point, when we're in an overtime situation, all we need is to see H-Town Rebels take out through a lucky strike, a bomb, anything, to end that Rainmaker's push.
Yeah, for sure. You see the strikes come out. You see the Booyah. Noella is up here on the top left. What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that crazy hammer throw at the last second, denying the Rainmaker from moving any more further, and that's gonna be a game point, game 9 situation for us, Neptune.
Okay, okay. Stop. Stop.
Oh!
My heart can only take so much. I saw this again last night, and I'm seeing similar flashbacks. It's not quite to the same extent, but like I got that set from last night fed generations. I think this is gonna feed generations among generations. The Sonic generation. I don't know what type of generation.
The Sonic generations.
Okay, but let's breathe. Let's breathe, Oma. Breathe.
All right. Hold your breath for 5 seconds. And now let it out. All right. And now we're All right. And now we're hopefully a bit more calm here, Neptune, but you know, this has been, I mean, we came into this saying, hey, this actually might be a bit of a crazy set, so buckle in. And that first map, that second map, I think it kind of just demonstrated how much of a back and forth this was going to be. And I mean, look at the scoreboard right now. It's 4-4. This is a best of 9. Like, if this was a best of 20 or something insane like that, I think we would be seeing the same situation here, low-key. I will not lie.
Oh yeah, I am a mess right now, Oma. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to witness right now, but it all comes down to this. The marbles, the dice, the kitchen sink, my family's loans. I don't know what else is on the line, but I know for sure this is going to be the set of a lifetime here. Game number 9. Lock in, folks. We are in for a good one. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go indeed. And once again, the double wiper hammer, my favorite comp of all time, honestly, now. And the decav wiper from the side of H-Town, consistently able to put out some crazy pain and pressure in their own right. A bit slower, but hey, you don't necessarily need to constantly throw yourself at the enemy if they're constantly throwing themselves at you. And we see that start to play out kind of well in their favor here, as members are constantly going down on both sides. And I mean, again, Neptune, it's back and forth.
Back and forth indeed. Every situation, and I'm noticing how both teams are respecting each other a lot more now that the pressure is on. It is a best of 1, essentially. Whoever takes this gets to move on to semis, and you can see Toast cleverly moving up accordingly to allow their teammates to be able to start putting in clans, but do they have the sustain and the ability to be doing it? Coulson does manage to get 1 clan in here, but I'm not sure about this play here.
Yeah, I don't really know either. It seems, though, that their team member Complete was able to do a good job of just holding some space down for long enough to actually sustain the push a little bit longer. I don't know if they do actually get more points on the board. They're able to get a second ball in, bring it down to remaining 48 points here. And even though that might be the end of the push from the looks of it, that's a really good place to be in with just not even a minute and a half of the match having passed.
Yeah, for sure. 50 points on the board. We're past that little check mark that is above 60 points there to consider a great push. That was a fantastic push on the side of H-Town. But can they find a way to set up defense here? We've seen H-Town struggle a bit on defense, especially on last game right now. But can they find a way to shut down the members here of Banana Split that constantly find a way forward? But the script is constantly being flipped every second I see here, Oma.
It really is, but however, we did see Banana Split try to make some moves forward, but H-Town Rebels, through their kind of a slightly more slow but steady approach, is able to break through with another ball of their own. Seems like that's going to be the end of the push, despite L's best attempts there to maybe break through a little bit of that penalty. But nevertheless, we're going to see Banana Split come through with now a pity in tow and some clams, as they have the majority of the map in their control, and by that, most of the clam economy.
Yeah, for sure. Having this clam economy right here, this is the starting point of a push right here. Hey, we have the objective, we're ready to do it, and now it's a matter of getting inside. You are able to trade out Complete, who has been doing a great job doing it, but look who it is. It is the other members of H-Town backing each other up, recognizing if one member goes down, they cannot allow the person who got that pick to live right here. This is a battle back and forth right here, a brawl if you call it, but right now it seems like Banana Split finally found what they're looking for, Oma.
I think they might have too, and we see a great hammer play. They're taking out that headed player, and it's able to do so much to enable Banana Split to try to take some pressure and move forward. Able to take out a couple more members despite Complete trying to hold down the line best he can, and that's actually going to be the lead in Banana Split's favor, as we see a remaining 39 here with a few more clams still going in.
Okay. Danger territory now. Hardly 2 minutes on the clock right now. H-Town needs to find a way forward here. Otherwise, that push there from Banana Split getting over 60 points and putting it down to 36 right here puts H-Town in the one, figuring out what they need to do to be able to go forward here. We see Complete using this Booyah, but we saw the NZAP jump out as well. They're playing really conservative here. They don't want to give an inch. They don't want to give a mile. Nothing is being given up here, Oma.
Nothing is being given up at all, and if you're Banana Split in this scenario, you probably don't want to risk too heavy of a pushback. You just want to take as many of the clams as you can on the board. You want to make sure that you're able to hold and contest mid best you can and deny pushes when able. And we're seeing some of that energy just now with the Kraken play, able to distract and take out a member or two of H-Town who are crucial to enabling pushes.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I gotta give my shout out here to Toast, being the last person alive right here, holding down the fort, allowing this. Oh my goodness, there's a wiper behind you. Look behind you. Wait, Toast gets a jump.
Oh!
Oh my god! Oh my
No way!
What am I looking at, Oma?
Look, sometimes you don't need to always be right up by your teammates, Neptune. Sometimes all it takes is letting that one guy go in as far as they can and getting that jump in well timed. And that's what we just saw there. That wasn't necessarily the most formal of pushes, but it was a push that was good enough to get a lead down. And if you're Banana Split, you gotta be really careful here. That Kraken is gonna take away a member's ability to take up a clam. We do see two of them holding clams. We do see quite a few loose clams still available in mid, but already half the timer's gone, Neptune.
Half the timer's gone. Wicked has to make a play right here. There's only 2 members left of Banana Split alive, but they get shut down. It's just the heavy edit. Look, it gets shut down. They're just coming. Wait. Oh my god.
Wow, no, members almost slipping by there at the last second, but even though the hammer didn't necessarily take them out or do all the damage, the rest of H-Town was able to come together and deny Banana Split that last second push and attempt at getting the lead back. And that's going to be the set in H-Town Rebels' favor as we see them move on to semifinals here at the CCA League.
Oh my goodness. I nearly lost my voice during that, but
Oh, I could tell.
let's slow down here, take a breather, and just give it up here for H-Town Rebels here. They might have been down, but they certainly weren't out. You saw them climb back and fight essentially an uphill battle multiple times throughout multiple games right here. We saw in Museum how they were struggling to get in right here, and they always made the right play at the end of the day to be able to take these wins. Nothing was clean, nothing was dirty, but everything was crucial to be able to get this lead right here. I'm speechless.
No, I am too, and I think really the tenacity of H-Town Rebels really shows through here. Is they were able to just hold down the line best they could. They didn't necessarily push up too far. Notice how they're all kind of grouped around the pillow, even to absorbing any shots that Banana Split may have been putting out on them, trying to just chip together, not necessarily even get a pick, just make them back up a little bit to let them slip through. And at the end of the day, that was able to be the difference maker, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And something I gotta just talk a little bit about is what I said. Like, wow. Double wiper, double sword, Gluga Doolies, a heavy
Gloogadoolies.
edit not versus a Kraken heavy. How often do you see this? Only here on CCA with this talent.
I agree with you, Neptune, and just the competitiveness, the talent really showed through today. As we saw like two massive titans fight against each other, having comps that really just clashed in such a perfect way where it was super entertaining to see. And I think this was like probably a highlight set of the season, even too.
Yeah, for sure. I back to back game nines. Okay. I'm gonna be telling this to my kids when I grow up if I ever have kids. But you know what? Oh no, we can't be here forever. We have another set coming out here today. Coming out here at 7 p.m. ET, or literally right after this, is Division 3 California State Long Beach Gold versus UTK Feeders. This is going to be quite the set here, as these teams are quite familiar and friendly with each other as well. So it's going to be a battle of bonds, essentially, what's going to be happening here as well. Meanwhile, we also have some other sets coming up. We have Division 2 Towson Tiger Sharks versus Octos and Squids United Scarlet happening right after. That's another Division 2 matchup on the other side of brackets. So if you did love this Division 2 match, come back in an hour. You will have it right here on this channel here as well. And simultaneously, at the same time, over on IPL, we will have another Division 2 set. I believe. No, wait, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Never mind. Okay, it's Smash
Ooh.
Brothers versus Daybreak here as well. So, if you are a fan of Collegiate Splatoon and enjoyed everything you saw here, please stick around here. But, Oma, we can only be here for so long.
Yes, we can only be here for so long as we do have to get into our next set. But yeah, it's been a pleasure commentating with you, Neptune, as always. Where can the lovely people find you, real quick?
You can find me losing my mind here over on the mic stand, but you can also find me at Neptune-TV, both on Blue Sky as well as Twitch. We are playing our Ludi set later tonight, and I need to get going.
Whoa.
Probably need to get going. I think Minnie is calling for me. I see the bad signal.
The bat signal is in the sky, I am sure. And when it comes to me, you can all find me on Omazen at bluesky.social. And that's going to be it for tonight from us. We will be back just shortly, and we'll be showing you another great set with UTK and CSULB. See you soon.
Bye.